So, assalamu alaikum. It's lovely to have you all here. Our session is finally here, alhamdulillah, and thank you so much again for joining early. Like I said, no Nigerian time because we have a lot to cover. But yeah, what are we speaking about today? We're talking about halal, investing to the best of our knowledge, right? And why halal? Halal because as Muslims, right, we cannot afford to put our money in just any instruments, right? There are certain, we have to follow some certain rules, and we are supposed to, avoid riba as much as possible, right? So the good news is we do have some halal options available to us, and that people know me because I know some of you registered from like shares and all that, WhatsApp groups and all that. Thank you for signing up. My name is Sekinat Alao, and I am an encourager for excellence. Right, I do not like to put labels on myself, but I am passionate about self growth and living purposefully, because I truly believe that if everyone, continues to grow themselves, continues to execute at the highest potential that they have, the world will be a better place, actually, right? And one of the avenues I'm trying to do that is to create a safe space for growth where people can actually grow, find themselves, find their passions, express and amplify their voices, right? And ultimately live authentically. And one of the ways that I'm doing that is through this platform, Nisaba. So Nisaba started as a modest fashion brand in 2018, and recently just trying to expand the mission, right, to what has been on my heart for a while now, right, and that is to grow it into a community basically, and this community basically just believes that true success is success in this life and hereafter, and we also believe getting the hereafter. So we kind of like to strike that balance, right? So if you're just coming across me for the first time, Saba for the first time, I invite you to join our community. It's currently just on IG, right? So please follow us, share, join our programs, our events, and we would love to see you. I see everyone here. Please introduce yourself in the chat box. Let's try and get the interactions going on. Just introduce yourself. Tell us how you're feeling today, and also, maybe a myth that that you heard about money that you would like to share with us. Right. So going by agenda today, we have a lot to cover, right? And it's looking like 2 hours plus, and inshallah, we're able to keep the time, right? And from that, what we have is, after the introductions now, I'm going to bring on our speaker. She's going to present, and we in between, we are going to have like a breakout session where, we're just going to have like some questions around our psychology around money at the moment, where we are right now in our psychology around money, what we think about money, what our money mindset is, right? And we're also going to have a feedback from the breakout session. So I would want one of you, depending on how many we are, right? I would want one of you to just be like the head facilitator for that particular breakout session, and you would give us feedback from that particular session. The breakout session is expected to take about 20 to 25 minutes thereabouts. Then we come back here to continue our presentation. After we have Q&A, we have some practical sessions. So hopefully we're able to do that, even if time or whatever it is, right? That would be a step in the right direction. So now let me introduce you to our speaker. Speaker is Miss Hamida Shitu. Miss Hamida Shitu is, she's my friend, she's a client, right? And she's a pharmacist as well. So both of us have kind of reached our pharmacy cap somewhere, but yeah, still men of honor, right? And she currently works with GE Healthcare as a business unit leader, managing the life care solutions segment in West Africa. And she's a personal finance enthusiast. She loves to speak and research about financial independence. She's passionate about women taking charge of their finances, and anybody really, because I know that I think that some men registered for this session. So, everyone, we are all welcome to come and learn, right? So she's passionate about personal finance and she loves traveling, she loves investing, she loves everything related to money, basically. And I can attest to that because during the very first LMC session that we had that I organized last year, at the end when we were about to leave, she was just like, what do you guys think of this? I really like to talk about finance, on the call. And I'm like, this lady is really, really passionate. So it was a no-brainer for me to just bring her up, like, please come and tell us about, this investing thing, because I know it can be a big burden for a couple of us. So I'm inviting her here to just share her journey with us, tips, the risk involved, because we do know that there's a risk involved in investing, right? So she's just going to share what she has from her own personal research experience. And of course, one thing I want us to notice is whatever we say here, it doesn't mean that it is what should I say, done and dusted, right? You still need to do your due diligence when you are doing any investments. But the whole idea is, even if you're giving or you're giving the power to like a financial investor or somebody to make those decisions for you, at least you have a sense of what's going on. It's not like you're just, giving the power. You should know what is going on. So without much ado, I would like to welcome Ms. Hamidat. Assalamu alaikum. Please take it away. I'm doing great on time. I'm doing great on time. Thank you.
Yes. Salam. Salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Before I go on, I think you have to give me presenting rights. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes. I think you can present. Do you want to try sharing the screen? You should. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Welcome. Thank you. Have you tried sharing your screen?
Yeah, so when I try to share, it says only meeting organizers and presenters can share.
Yeah. Did you follow the link I sent to you as a presenter?
Yes, I did. That's the only link I have, though.
That's the only link you have. Okay, let me just check. Let me just check. Editing options.
So welcome everyone. While we are working on sorting out the technology.
Yeah. Okay, so
my name is Amidat. Amidat Modupe Shitsu. It's really an honor to be here, and I say again, Salam alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to everyone. Like Sakina said, okay, I have it now. Good, I can share now. Okay, thank you.
So please, everyone, mute. You would have like avenues to talk, right? If there's like a question, but please let's try to mute so that everyone can hear properly. Yeah.
Okay. So like Sakinat said, I am a pharmacist. Even though I don't practice pharmacy, at the moment. And I'm also a personal finance enthusiast. So I started my journey, I remember that right from school then, and I think I've mentioned this before. We were in the laboratory. That was I schooled in the University of Ibadan. So if you are a UI person, please say hi. So we were in the lab that day, and one of the lab attendants came and said, "Oh, there's this company where you put your money, you get money." And I think I put in my own month's allowance at the time, not knowing it was a Ponzi scheme. I didn't even know what Ponzi schemes meant, but I was just interested in increasing my money. I think my allowance then was 5,000 naira or so, and then I gave them the 5,000. I filled the form, and then the week after they sent, I think 3,000 naira to my account. And then the week after again, they sent another 10,000. And then the week after they sent 150,000. I'm like, wow, what's going on here?
Wow.
And until everything just crashed. And you know how this thing is, when you don't really understand what you are doing. So instead of me to have been very careful with what I was getting, I was not taking all that money and putting in more other Ponzi schemes. And if we all remember in Ibadan then, when there was like an avalanche of Ponzi schemes and everything just crashed one day. And I'm like, wow, what just happened? So that gave me it was a very rocky start. But then I now took interest in, okay, so what would be the ones that you would do that would not have this type of outcome, right? What are the good ways to do it? What are the beneficial ways to do it? And since then, I'd always taken a personal interest in, researching about investing. That doesn't mean I also haven't made mistakes along the way. Investing is a journey, but of course I've just taken the time to look at what are the options. And then being a Muslim as well, at some point I also looked at it that there must be some guidance for us as Muslims on how to invest and what to invest in. And then I started being more intentional about the halal options. And then here we are today, alhamdulillah. So let me share my screen. Please let me know when you can see.
I can see your screen. Please confirm if you can see Sister Hamida's screen.
Okay. Can you see?
Yeah, I can see your screen.
Okay, that's very good. Okay. Bismillah Rahman Rahim. So this afternoon we'll be talking really about beginner's guide to halal investing. Because of time, I have some questions, because I know that not everybody is on the same stage of the journey. But I would just look at some questions that would probably shed more light on, where we all are. But this is a general presentation that I know would apply to everyone, and you would find one or two things that you can benefit from, inshallah. So these are the things that we'll be discussing, of course. The concept of financial freedom. What does it mean? What does active income mean? What does passive income mean? How do you start your journey? What are the halal passive income vehicles that we have? What does it mean? When you say halal investing, really, what does it mean? And of course, I'm assuming that all of us here are Nigerians, so we also need to talk about what is available for us as Nigerians. And then we'll be sharing some practical steps, inshallah, to to help us and that we can easily implement going forward. So now, Bismillah Rahman Rahim, I'm going to start with a verse of the Quran, that says that we should not be tight-fisted, because Allah said that if you are tight-fisted, it's not good. And then also don't be so open-handed to end up in poverty, because Allah is the one that has given abundant or limited provisions to whoever He wills, and is the all-aware, all-seeing of His servants. Now, for me personally, and I think for everyone as well, our mindset needs to be, very, very clear. All risk is from Allah, subhanahu wa ta'ala, is the one that determines who He gives and who He does not give. And I firmly believe that, whatever is meant for us, Allah has decreed. We are Muslims, and we all believe that, whatever is meant for us will not pass us by, and that anything that Allah has given us as well, He can take away at any time. Now, that being said, we also know that as Muslims, we have been instructed to tie our camel, right? We need to do whatever is within our capacity, within halal means. We need to ensure that our income is halal, right? Because any income that is not halal, of course, will not have the barakah of Allah in it. And then when we have halal income, then we can decide to put our money to work, instead of wasting or hoarding money. So I felt it was important to share that, at the beginning of this presentation. Now, going into the topic, Remember I said before that we'll be looking at financial freedom. Really, what does financial freedom mean? What's the why? Why are we doing this? This is a survey that was carried out somewhere. And I know most of us, we do start our career at, in our 20s or thereabouts. And then at 60 years, that's after working for like 30, 35 years or thereabouts, a survey was done. And it was saying that, you can see the numbers here. Only 5% of people were financially free. So what this means is that there's still a lot of, a lot of people still don't know what this means. What does financial freedom mean to me? How does it apply to me? And these are the questions we will be talking about. These are the questions we'll be trying to answer. I'm sure we all, want to fall in between the 5% that will be financially free if our last spares our lives. We don't want to go into our retirement depending on other people for our risk, So what is financial freedom? So those 5%, what were they able to achieve at age 60? Financial freedom means that you are able to earn enough passive income to take care of your living expenses. So, I'm sure it will probably be going through your mind, oh, I'm earning an income now. What's the difference? Now, if we look at the difference between active and passive income, active income is the money that you make, when you either have a job or you have a business. That's, as a business, you run a business. Pardon me. There's a difference between owning a business and running a business. So when you have a job, I have a job as well, and you are paid at the end of the month or whenever you are paid, that's a job. You are exchanging your time for money. So you are an employee. And then we have people that run their own businesses as well. They own the job and they run the job, but they still have to spend all their time, running the business. That's also a type of active income. Now, when you cross over to the right side of the quadrant, you do see passive income. Passive income means that you own a business and, people work for you. So whether you are there or not, the business is sufficient to run on its own. Yes, you might still need to supervise here and there, but you are not actively exchanging your time for money, right? And then the last portion of the column, you can see that, and this is the creme de la creme, when money is working for you. You're an investor, you have used your money, you have invested your money, and that money is now making enough money for you to continue to live the lifestyle that you have been living before. So, and this type of income, whether you are there, you are not there, you are abroad, you are in your house, the alerts just keep coming into your account. And I know that this is the dream for most of us, right? This is the dream.
Want to sleep and have money. I'll just be hearing a lot. That's what I want
Yes,
to.
yes, I'm with you on that. So just to also shed light on some of the different types that we have, like I said before, a monthly paycheck is an active income, business profits, professional fees, and all of that. And then the passive incomes, you can earn it from rent, you can earn it from dividends if you have invested in, companies or businesses. You can also earn it from royalties for those that create digital products and all of that. So when your passive income exceeds your monthly expenses, you can now say that you are financially free. So it means that you have done the work, and then the work that you have done or the investments that you have made or the assets that you have built are now the ones that are, continue to fund your lifestyle. So now there are a lot of myths that I've come across that people say that about financial freedom. People think you need to be earning millions of naira every month to start. that's a myth, right? It's not true. I have a simulation here that we'll get to at some point to show that even with, you know, whatever you decide to start with, you're still going to be getting, you know, good, you're still going to be making progress as you go along the journey. Now, some people would also say, oh, why do I need to start now? I'm still young. I'm in my 20s. I'm in my 30s. I don't need to worry about that. Guess what? I've met people that are 40 that are retired, right? You know, they've done the work, and by 40 they are financially free. So you don't need to, it's not really something that needs to happen, you know. May Allah bless us with long life in your old age until you are 60 or 70. It's something that you can plan for, you know, depending on your own circumstances, and you know, start working on. Some people also think that, oh, savings can get me to financial freedom. Unfortunately, savings cannot help, because if you just save without investing, your money is going to be, you know, inflation is a big threat to that. So you are not going to be taking advantage of the compounding that happens with investing. So sorry to burst your bubble. You can also not save your way to financial freedom. Well, unless you're Dangote. So now starting the journey, I like to ask people this question because this is not an easy journey. We need to tell ourselves the truth. It's a journey that will require lots of discipline, lots of planning, and delayed gratification. But what I've seen is that when there's a strong reason, you know, people tend to stay the course. So I would like, you know, to see some answers from the audience at this point. So if money was not an issue, you know, like Sekinat said earlier, every month, I mean, our monthly expenses would differ from one person to the other, but whatever you spend every month, just imagine that that money was coming into your account every single month without you having to work or run your business. What would you spend your time doing? So please drop your answers in the chat box. Will be interesting to see some of those. What would you do if money wasn't a problem? Okay, so some answers are coming in already. Yeah. Sakina says she will read all day, host people and travel everywhere. That's lovely. Yes, Radia says just traveling and baking. That's very nice. Gardening, wow, that's cool. So let's keep the thoughts coming. Traveling around the world. I'm coming right with you, right? That's everybody's dream. Traveling, Quran teacher, alhamdulillah. You know, reading and spending time with the family. You know, I like all these answers that are coming in. You know, this shows that we all have things that we would, you know, really love to do if money wasn't a problem. So charity as well. So all these reasons that we have, this is what would be our why, really, because oh, I like that, the soft life. Everybody likes the soft life, isn't it? So so that right there would be your why. You know, you need to have your why for this to work, because there will be days where it will look like, you know, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? But once you have your why, your reason of what you would do, then it makes it easier, inshallah. So now let's quickly do a personal financial audit. And I have about 5 questions that I've prepared, and I think this would also help us to, do some form of initial audits so that we can see, some of the recommended action plans that hopefully we'll be able to implement going forward. So Sakina, how do we do this?
Okay, these are the questions for the breakout session, right?
Yes.
All right. So I think we're about 22 people thereabouts. So I'm just going to group it into 5 people. So I'm just going to create the rooms now. So basically, what you are expected to do is just one person, please, amongst all of you. Just try and coordinate everyone, right? Because I know some people might be shy. You just start with a couple of introductions, and everyone in the group just go around to answer these questions. Will take about 15 minutes. No, 15 to 20 minutes. When it's time, I'm just going to stop the so I'm just going to do that right away. I'm going to create the rooms, and yeah. Okay.
So would they be able